This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Let's go.
Hey, how's it going? It's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building, Mr. Young.
My bro, today there's only one thing I want from you.
Tell me
Your
so.
soul.
Wait. When you do it right, you must do like that. Your soul.
I want Scarly,
Oh my
we
God.
dropped into Outworld. Is it Outworld, Netherrealm, whatever it is?
One
Like,
of
you know,
them lah.
apparently
Wait.
we are in Mortal Kombat now, huh?
Wait, I gotta.
Oh,
It's no longer the People's Champ, bro. It's
What, you-
the PDD, bro.
oh my god, oh shit. Oh.
The PDD Championship.
My guy repping the final boss. Okay, if you're like, guys, what are you even talking about? Alamak, you never watch, It's only like the biggest thing in pro wrestling right now. And we will get to The Rock and his Shang Tsung-isms in just a little while. But it's a packed episode as always. There's so much happening in local wrestling. A little bit later on, we're going to have a special guest join us on the show, Erfie from Ring of Rebirth, because they are having a show this upcoming weekend as you watch this debuting on a Monday. Yes, this weekend, Ring of Rebirth is doing their Experience show.
Yeah, and there's a lot of consequences and things that's happening on the day. They have a Ring of Rebirth Championship tournament that's happening as well. So
Is it?
So are we telling me that the third promotion in Singapore is having their first world title? Is all the promotions now full of titles to contend for? So that's
Let's
gonna be
go.
interesting, bro.
I'm excited for that because at the end of the day, right, the more titles we have, the more prestige comes to the local wrestling scene. So here we go. And there's a very funny, or not funny, but interesting stipulation. I saw it on their Instagram. I'm like,
Okay.
for real, this is going to be a thing. Let me give you a bit of a teaser. Something to do with fasting? How is that a match condition? Okay, we'll ask Erfie about all that a little bit later on when he comes on the show. And Erfie was also with you at Grapplemax's Causeway Jam, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's a perfect segue because, like, while we are gonna be talking to Erfie about Ring of Rebirth and previewing the show,
Yeah.
he was also there, in a week, kind of attending Grapplemax,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Hey, I guess we can talk about Grapplemax Causeway Jam as well during
Yeah.
the interview with him." So it will be very interesting to hear their perspective of another wrestler covering a Causeway Jam, and of course, your thoughts, your boys' thoughts as well, right?
We got our objective Silverback, now we got our objective Earth. So that's all coming up very shortly. You like that?
No.
You like that? Well, I mean, what other nickname can we throw?
Let's just co-sign it with Erfie first.
Okay,
before
okay.
we go forward with that. Yeah. So it's bro, it's gonna be super stacked. We got so much things to talk about, and bro, I got so many things to update you from Causeway Jam. Yeah, it's while I'm still processing what happened. A lot of things went down. So yeah, it'll be interesting for sure.
Yes. For context, we are recording this on a Sunday morning, just so you know our time frame where we are in the multiversal time stream. Yeah, we'll go with it. The sacred timeline. There you go. That's what I was looking for, a little Marvel reference for you. But okay, let's come back to the WWE and this upcoming weekend. I'm excited for it. The Elimination Chamber, yet another step towards WrestleMania, right? We won't go through everything that happened on Raw and SmackDown because for the most part, a lot of the updates have to do with EC lah.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, I think EC, most of the stacked, the lineup has been locked in already. And we kind of know all the main matches. Actually, there are a lot of great matches that's not involving the chamber as well. So that's going to be really, really interesting. But man, this one-time final boss throw a wrench in everything, bro.
Do you want to talk about the final boss first? Do you want to talk about Shangrock?
So what do you want to talk about, man? With
Gosh.
regards to him.
So I guess that's what we're going to talk about first.
I guess, yeah.
Once again, a lead up to Elimination Chamber, also in a way to promote Elimination Chamber, because Cody is expected to answer, I guess, the final boss's request. On SmackDown, the final boss comes out and confuses the hell out of people with some remix, some new music. People be like, who this?
Yeah, no, I was like, first of all, when I heard that, I was like, did Dev Rebel just did something nonsensical to the Rock's theme song?
Wait, I thought Dev Rebel they are no longer using.
So I'm not too sure with their status, but it's nothing. Thank God, it's not like a permanent thing. Apparently, it was the Rock's way of paying homage to New Orleans.
Right.
So the song is actually from this band, not band, it's this rap supergroup called the Hot Boys. And the main member from Hot Boys actually was a young Lil Wayne.
Oh,
so
okay,
this was like
okay.
an old 90s throwback song that I guess only the New Orleans people know about lah. So,
right. Yeah, and they try to remix that into The Rock's entrance. Also, you saw his Titantron had like, you know the Saints logo?
Yes.
Which for a second, and I saw it, I was like, is Ricky Saints coming out? What? I got confused, bro. And I guess, Ricky Starks / Ricky Saints, he does have a bit of that rock vibe. So it kind of fit in a way.
That was an easy layup, man. Like having Ricky Saints and The Rock having a segment together. I mean, I hope that happens in the future, man.
Yeah, it has to, right? But okay, The Rock comes out. He's the final boss. He's milking the crowd. And the one thing that I see everybody online talking about is, and we will talk about it, has he lost it? Because this is a very different era of The Rock. You have to remember, A, he's much older. B, he's not coming out there to drop quick one-liners. He's out there to orate 20-minute segments, sometimes meandering back and forth. And as someone who's, gotten older in life as well, in a way, I can kind of understand. Your thoughts don't line up quite as succinctly as they used to.
Bro. When you get older, right?
Yeah.
You become more sensitive, right? I think The Rock have become a senior citizen with feelings, bro. You know what I mean?
No. You know the Ed Sheeran song, when your legs don't work like they used to. This one's when your brain don't work, or when your mouth don't work like it used to before.
You know what's wild? Like, the first thing I took away from the whole segment, it was so weird. But it's not because of the context of what they're trying to say. Like if I really take a step back and think about what they're planning to do, holy shit, this is gonna be damn next level storytelling, right? But The Rock can't pull up his end on the deal and make it like like he can't execute that. For some reason, I don't know why.
Okay, hang on. I am gonna come across as a WWE nut hugger right now, right? Okay. But what if this was the plan all along? Because I don't think they planned for him to drone and be whiny and go beat around the bush. I think it is what it is because Triple H is like, all right, we got a 3-hour show. We need to fill it with stuff and not just any stuff. It's still The Rock. At the end of the day, let's not forget, he is a mega star. People will watch the 20 minutes of him rambling and they'll complain about him rambling for 20 minutes, but he'll still draw views. At the end of the day, that's the goal, isn't it?
Yep. But there's such a difference, a very clear difference. Okay? Do you remember during the lead up to WrestleMania XL when he was cutting those 20-minute Instagram reels, right? And it was so clear. It was clearly The Rock informed. He knows what he's talking about. There wasn't repeating of lines, right? So, it just reminded me of that one time when John Cena called him out for having lines on his wrist, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Do you think, right, The Rock actually, right, he can't really chop it up and like improv because he feels like he keeps repeating stuff and he forgets his lines or he forgets his train of thought. So it's wild seeing that from The Rock. What do you think?
See, I think that it's age. It's definitely age, right? It happens to all of us. And also, it kind of fits his new character. If you try to think about it in that way, he is a corporate shill. He is the final boss. He is that guy in the office that just rambles on and on and on, his own agenda. And all the staff, and we've all been in these corporate meetings, by the way. And I don't know if this is done on purpose, but I get that feel of, oh my God, there you go. The boss is off talking about raison d'etre and follow up on this and what all those corporate catchphrases, you know?
Let's take this offline.
Let's take this offline, all that kind of bullshit, right? I feel like that's the vibe that Rock is trying to give, and it is on purpose rubbing people the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Or am I giving him too much credit? You know?
I think you are. I think you really are. Okay, you know why? Because if we just follow up, right, from his Netflix promo to his NXT appearance.
Okay, that one cannot excuse. That one, you know what it is? Drunk boss. The boss come in drunk and tried to hang out with the cool kids, but then talk rubbish.
Can't be he got drunk right before this promo, because it was the same, rambling that was happening. No, so the thing that I picked up was when he is trying to get to the point, he keeps repeating a lot of the lines. He kept talking about how they were girl dads, like 3-4 times,
Your dad is my friend with my dad. Your mom is friend with my mom. Your kids is friend with my kids. Your wife friend with my wife. I'm your friend. You are my friend. Oh my God. What was going? It was, okay, I still maintain that even though it was a little bit rambly, I think he has the cachet to pull it off. And the fact that he only does this once every couple of months, it's okay. It's not, if it's every week, then that's a problem lah.
Yeah. If he was the authority and he starts the show and something like that, then say
then cannot already. But okay, let's get to the meat of the matter. Let's actually get there quicker than he did. Let's talk about him wanting Cody's.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Soul. Whatever that means. Oh, and then I laughed when he brought up Instagram. How many followers you have? I have 500 million. I'm like, what?
Not just that, but that's not a flex. That's not a flex.
I know. I don't know. Okay, that line seemed a bit cheesy to me.
Man, okay, and then you know what? I actually went to his Instagram to double confirm, right? He only have 394 million. I mean, okay lah, I guess he round up.
That's right. That is a major roundup. Yeah. Do you think that 2 million people unfollowed him after he said that?
I'm pretty sure people follow and unfollow him just to get spiked. You know what I mean?
Count me in as one of the 3 million because I do follow him on Instagram.
I think all of us, if you're a wrestling fan, you better follow him, right?
Yeah, exactly, right?
I follow him. I follow Stone Cold, and Stone Cold definitely his fans are organic.
Yeah.
I do not know about The Rock. You can't confirm that, right?
So the whole idea of him asking Cody to be his guy, his brother, I guess, in a roundabout way, the corporate champ. That's what they're going for, right? This idea, and obviously we've seen it before. The Rock became the corporate champ of Vince McMahon. Mm-hmm. Steve Austin became the corporate champ of Vince McMahon. So is Rock trying to do a Vince McMahon now?
It seems so. It seems like that's where they're going for. So my question is, has this been part of the plan all along? And does that mean like whatever happened on Netflix was purely a setup? So like people were like, hey, why suddenly he's like on good terms with Cody? Was this all a setup to this particular storyline? Or did the road to WrestleMania has been hasn't been perfect. Let's have to sit down with The Rock and come up with something. And this is what they came up with. What do you think?
I think it's option 2. I think that what they did on the Netflix debut was a very corporate thing. It was not storyline. And then now, finally, he comes in to have that discussion. Okay, how do we move this forward? We need The Rock for WrestleMania to make it pop, right? Okay, let's go off of that. Let's go off what everyone was saying. That, how come you suddenly become best friends with Cody? So it feels like that to me. It doesn't feel like something that was planned long term. You know what I mean?
And it's funny because this came like literally hours after he was announced that he's gonna be the Martin
Yeah.
Scorsese movie. You saw that?
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, The Rock was like, maybe I need to flex a bit of my acting
Okay.
chops, you know?
Yeah, not so much. Maybe
Yeah.
work on your ad-lib chops. Okay, so this does open up, like you said, right? It was long-winded, but it did open up possibilities. So
Yes.
it could open up the possibility of, and this is the one I think we all want lah. The Rock slowly influencing Cody into becoming Homelander Cody. So this is how we get heel Cody, corporate Cody. Or B, it could be Cody at EC saying, "No, Rock, I do not want to be your wife. I mean, corporate champion or whatever. Thank you, but not me." And then we get Rock versus Cody in the sense of like boss versus employee.
I like either options,
Yep.
but I feel like the better story is him becoming heel against his wishes. You know what I mean?
Who? Oh, as in Cody.
Like Cody having to kind of fall in line because of like maybe at first he's inviting him to join him, right? But then it will become like you do not have a choice. It's like how John Cena joined Nexus, or
Right.
like Daniel Bryan joined the Wyatt family just to kind of do the thing. Yeah.
So a very subtle thing at first. So not so this wouldn't be Homelander, because Homelander is unabashedly like, I am your savior, you must worship at my feet, right? Which we know that Cody can pull off. We've seen it before.
He can. Like him with dark hair already looks like a heel villain. Like it's easy, right? You just have to dye his hair. But the thing about Cody is that his connection with the audience is still really, really strong, right? It's like, yes, people are excited to see the potential of him turning heel, but he does have all these fans who love him. It's like a John Cena situation, right? So for them to handle that heel turn, it has to be really, really well done. But one thing that it achieves, right? If Cody is a clear heel, it gives the audience permission to finally unabashedly cheer Roman Reigns as the main number one babyface.
I think they would cheer him no matter what, but I see where you're going with it. Or unless, his opponent is going to be CM Punk. Then we have the corporate champion versus the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Yeah, and that will be such an interesting storyline, especially knowing the history between CM Punk and The Rock.
Yes.
Can you imagine another round of promos between Punk and Rock? Oh my god.
Actually,
yes.
did we just unpack the road to WrestleMania?
I hope so.
Yeah, The Rock in Cody's corner against CM Punk, and CM Punk will come out with all these fire promos. And Cody not necessarily turning to the corporate side, but sort of being the good guy, the good corporate guy. Like, yeah, sure, of course, you're in my corner. But then, that's where the friction comes in. Because, like we talked about, right? Currently, Cody and CM Punk are raging baby faces. And it creates a confusion with the crowd, especially at the main event of WrestleMania, if that's going to happen.
Yeah. And I think here's a number of things that I want to kind of like take note of, right? Where does this leave Roman Reigns, right? Because Roman Reigns has that history with The Rock. They're supposed to have that bloodline war, and then now suddenly The Rock is favoring Cody Rhodes, right? Yeah. So that's one thing that I'm thinking of as well.
Well, I mean, we kind of know, right? Seth Rollins was the one who took out Roman, so he has an inbuilt feud already. Like, it's not going to be a main event feud, but it's going to be like a co-main event feud.
For sure. So I'm just assuming, like, will there be any sort of seeds planted, right? Maybe not right away. Maybe at WrestleMania itself, right? Roman Reigns like preparing, like warming up backstage, and then suddenly like he bumps into The Rock.
Yeah.
And they have like, okay.
Bro, they got so much time. That's the crazy thing. They can do that for WrestleMania 42.
yeah. And the announcement. So that's the thing, right? When they announce that New Orleans is going to happen next year, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's great, but that's like next year. But why The Rock announced today and it kickstart the storyline of this Rock trying to turn Cody into the dark side? Could it potentially culminate? And even when he said it in a press conference, like, oh, this doesn't have to culminate into a match, I thought that was foreshadowing. I thought he was trying to throw people off because I think the final end goal was Cody Rhodes finally getting away from the clutches of The Rock's mind control and then eventually challenging him at WrestleMania 42. But we have an entire year of him becoming the dark side storyline to go through first.
Yep, correct. Well, if anything, they do work their storylines long term, so at least we know it's like when stuff like this happens, right? I feel like I can trust WWE to give us a decent payoff, a decent to good or great, right? Whereas on the other, okay, never mind. Oh no. Let's talk about Yeah, let's talk about EC itself. And okay, as much as we want to give the props to this tag team match we're about to talk about, let's be real. This is just a hometown pop. Let's give Tiffany Stratton the rub kind of match, right? Like, we don't see this being any 5-star classic here. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae.
Clearly you need a hometown pop, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and
Okay.
I think we spoke about it last week, right? It's
Yes.
Trish Stratus trying to give the co-sign to Tiffany Stratton.
To be like a big props to Triple H, I guess this new regime, right? They are more likely to give their hometown legends the flowers as opposed to, in the Vince era, it's like if you're going to this person's hometown, humiliate them. Join the Kiss My, like Jim Ross joins the Kiss My Ass Club in Oklahoma. That kind of shit. That was such a Vince thing. But I feel like this era is very much about let's give everybody a few great moment in the city that they are in, that they bought a ticket, they saw their hometown hero Trish Stratus. So this to me is pretty much a no-brainer. Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton are going to win. Nia Jax and Candice LeRae are just a distraction. The real story here is Charlotte Flair. Maybe Charlotte Flair comes out at the end to confront Tiffany. That is more likely going to be the story of this match lah.
Yeah, Charlotte, Flair, and Tiffany, perfect matchup, right? Like, and I'm excited to hear what's the story you're gonna tell.
Yeah.
But right now, Tiffany, it's kind of like a confident, cocky, heelish even. But it's just that the crowd has chosen to like her. And I guess Charlotte Flair has accepted that she's gonna be the heel in this scenario.
Yeah. Well, maybe after Tiff and Trish win, right? And we're on the same page about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
correct,
just checking.
yeah.
Scully, you're like, no, I think Nia Jax is gonna win. After Tiff and Trish win,
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
does Charlotte Flair come out and beat down Trish Stratus so that Tiffany Stratton come in for the save, or she beats down Tiffany, but Trish saves Tiffany, thus Charlotte beats down Trish, and then when Tiffany saves Trish, it makes Tiffany a bigger face. Like, they are really trying to push her into full face mode.
Do you think WWE is gonna be an asshole? Not an asshole, but like somehow insert Nia Jax into this equation for WrestleMania?
I don't think, we've talked about how we are definitely more impressed with her work as of late, Nia Jax, right? But she doesn't need to be in this equation anymore. It needs to be Charlotte and Tiffany.
Purely a new storyline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leading up to WrestleMania, yeah.
If I was personally Nia Jax and I worked really, really hard this year, and clearly, I'm resonating better with the fans, don't I say like, hey, I think I need a spot at WrestleMania? So
Bro,
I don't know.
Tag team match.
Tag team triple threat ladder match.
You know that shit's probably gonna happen. Yeah, they'll give her a reward, but it'll be for those tag team titles with Liv and Raquel. Who else?
So Nia and Candice versus Liv, Raquel, and all the other people. Okay.
Man. Okay, anyway. Yes. There's that match. Right. Let's talk about Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Unsanctioned match, by the way. I love the interaction that... Was Sami... Yeah, Sami had the interaction with Johnny Sins, aka Adam Pearce, about this.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, right, like, at the start of the week, I was like, man, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn again. But after one fiery promo on Raw, after one home stalker invasion angle on SmackDown, I'm like, okay, you know what? Fine, they got me. Let's watch. Let's see another round. Okay.
They're the guys that can fight forever. Literally, they could fight forever and we'll watch because they have so much chemistry, both as friends, as partners, and as heated rivals as well. So, yeah, there's nothing. Honestly, I think this is great. There's nothing much else to say about this match other than let them fight.
Yeah, and it. How to say? Like, I do agree with when they say like, no, this is different. Like, there's something another level to it, right? You know why? Because both of them are considered main eventers now.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, during other aspects of their career, they were like NXT. They were like mid-carders trying to get by, and then there was a period where Kevin Owens was like a bit higher, and like Sami Zayn was like that weird dictator gimmick.
Yeah.
And that was their last match at WrestleMania 37, I believe. And then ever since then, they like really went off another trajectory with the Bloodline, became tag team partners. And yeah, so I think they are meeting each one of them at the peak of their careers. That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree with you on that. And with that, let's talk about the two co-main events. Most likely, the Women's Championship elimination match will happen first, or for the number one contender. It makes sense. Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. Here we go. Okay, winner of this one challenges Rhea Ripley.
Who do you want to see Rhea Ripley face at WrestleMania?
Okay, let's go through the participants. Liv Morgan, been there, done that. She's gunning for tag team gold, so she's not going to win, right? Roxanne Perez, too early in her career. So we've eliminated two already. Alexa Bliss, as much as I'm a big fan of Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. You saw her promo on SmackDown, by the way?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, okay, you gotta see. It's on her Instagram post. She posted it as well.
Is it this Wyatt 6 like thing?
From the way she said it, they have teased. They are teasing her being like that Harley Quinn, like unhinged character. And also they reference the part where she previously has won a chamber match, right? So she might be a strong contender.
Okay. Do we want to see Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley? Because as a wrestling match, it does not make me drool. It's okay. You know what I mean? Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley would be more of a gaga match where Alexa would do all the weird fiendish things, weird effects, that kind of thing. And it doesn't entice me as much as, well, I guess this is my pick lah. Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, which we've talked about before. From an athletic standpoint, I think that would make for an incredible main event.
And also,
title match.
Bianca Belair, we've talked about it, like both of them are supposed to be a dream match.
Yeah.
But like they have not built it up at all. So like if you're gonna build it up post Elimination Chamber all the way to WrestleMania, is it too short of a time, or you think it's enough of a runway?
Well, not every WrestleMania match has to be a blow-off match. We always, need to remind ourselves of that, right? It could be the start of the next feud going forward. And, I love we just accidentally completely left out Bayley. Does Bayley have a shot? No.
I love Bayley, but nah. I think, you know what her level is right now? NXT veteran.
Yeah, sure. Well, okay, it is what it is. But so, are we in agreement that it should be Bianca Belair, or are you leaning more towards Alexa Bliss? Like I said, I feel like Alexa Bliss is back, and she's going to be that veteran that, yes, she's been a champion before, but she's going to be used to elevate other talent. I feel like that's where her trajectory is.
Yeah, I think Alexa is too like her as a current iteration without any like focused storyline. I think we won't be a contender, but I think they might if she kind of goes.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
And does that Wyatt 6 thing that might build up her character even more.
I disagree with you, by the way.
But
this horror gimmick doesn't work.
Let me finish my thoughts, because I think that while the whole horror element of the Wyatt 6, yes, can be overdone a bit.
Yeah.
But if she was the leader, and I don't know whether when I say the leader, meaning like, she shares co-headline with Bo Dallas, but I think her as the leader could really make her like a world title contender from the women's division, in my opinion.
I'll be honest with you, as much as I love all the people in the Wyatt 6, I've completely soured on their ability to pull this off. I don't think it can be done. In 2025, this sort of horror gimmick, once in a while, it worked before they debuted. Then after they debuted, it completely flatlined. So,
do you hear the news where apparently like a lot of the main eventers don't want to work with Wyatt 6?
I did see that, yes.
Yep. And honestly, I can see the point of view, right? Like, it's so much of a stretch to be able... Like, do you want to see, like, Randy Orton selling, kena burn in the face again? Like...
Well, didn't he do that? Didn't he do that?
He did it, and probably he thought it was shit, right?
Yeah, exactly,
but he
right?
did it because he was told to do it.
It's tough, man. So, okay, Bianca Belair then. I think we both agree. So, and the only way for that to truly happen is for Bianca to turn heel and Bianca be revealed as the person who destroyed Jade Cargill. And then somehow Rhea Ripley gets pulled in and, she's like, I guess I'm fighting for the honor of Jade Cargill. I don't know.
No, yeah. So if the Jade Cargill situation comes into play for this match, then I think, that's a very interesting, compelling reason. You know why? Because Bianca Belair essentially turns heel.
Yeah, correct.
Ooh, a heel Bianca. Okay, now that I can get behind.
Well,
right?
I mean, that's how she started on NXT. So there you go. And a heel. Can you imagine if heel Bianca joined forces with heel Montez? Because the Street Profits are here. Their promos as of late have been amazing.
No, we've always known they had the ability to be good, right? Montez for sure. But there was this one meme where he was kind of screaming at Angelo Dawkins in the promo.
Oh yeah.
And then he was and then he would and Angelo tried to not no solely, but he's still like. I'm pretty sure they broke into laughter right after they say cut.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, well there you go. That's I guess for us an easy pick. The last one, the main event. Here we go. Elimination Chamber for that spot, that title shot for the undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes, who may or may not turn corporate. That will happen at EC as well. But the main wrestling match, John Cena. Oh my God, I just realized. What if Cody's choice is the main event? They wouldn't do that, would they?
Oh man. Okay. Let's not overthink it.
No,
Let's
just
focus on the show.
Oh my God.
On the match.
John Cena versus CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre versus Logan Paul, Damian Priest, Seth freaking Rollins. Okay. Process of elimination. Shall we do that?
Yes, let's do it.
Seth freaking Rollins, he has a date with Roman Reigns. He will get screwed out of it by Roman Reigns or Paul Heyman. That's my call.
Okay. I agree.
Yeah. Damian Priest, Div. Shout out to you. As much as we all think that he is an incredible talent, I think he's slid down the pole tremendously, and I don't think this is it for him. He's not going to win and move on to face Cody. No.
You know what it is, right? And I think the rumor reports might actually come to pass, right? Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre.
Ooh. So, does this mean that they somehow eliminate each other?
I think so too. Because clearly Drew doesn't have a clear direction. Damian doesn't have a clear direction. I think having the two horse fight it out might be where they are heading to at WrestleMania. First time match as well. So So
first time at WrestleMania lah, not.
As in first time feud that they had with each other.
Wait, didn't they feud at Clash at the Castle?
Yes,
that was the match.
It was a one-off match where CM Punk kind of got in the way.
Yeah, that was the one where Priest got his legs caught in the ropes, remember?
Yes. That's a very scary scene. So, but now these are like a fully fledged WrestleMania bit of, but I don't know how they're going to get there. But I think Elimination Chamber is what caused it. So that leaves two people, right?
Three. John Cena, CM Punk, Logan Paul, who all have a connection, by the way. Now, Logan Paul eliminated CM Punk. John Cena... Okay. this is the other connection because I feel like this could be another marquee match. We've talked about it before. I'm still sticking to my guns here. Logan Paul versus John Cena at WrestleMania.
It makes sense because
box office. It's absolute box office.
I think John Cena, Logan Paul might have that moment that stay down at Elimination Chamber, and they were like, "Oh, the young Punk, going after John Cena," and it's almost like mirroring, ruthless aggression back in the day.
Yes.
That could be the story they're trying to tell, and then of course CM Punk gets the win, setting up Cody and Punk.
Well, let me add to that as well, in case you missed our earlier episodes. I fully believe that John Cena in this chase for his final title run will lose all along the way. It's the only way you can tell his story, which is never give up. So he will only finally win near the end of the year. So this is his almost there moment. So I'm going to say he is getting pinned by CM Punk only because Logan Paul, who was eliminated by John Cena, comes back to interfere. Logan Paul has to do some cheaty bullshit thing. It's his MO. He's done it so many times at Elimination Chambers. We've seen this before, right? The door gets opened somehow. He pretends, I'm injured. And he run back in and hantam John Cena one time with the brass knucks.
Yeah, he definitely has done it before. Literally like last year he did it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can see him doing it again.
Okay, I think it's fine. And you know what? I really do want to see Cody and Punk, especially with this new Rock element involved, because if he was a straight up, right, it would have really split the crowd, right?
Yeah,
the crowd wouldn't know what to do. But now it's like, okay, we see where you're going. Can see it.
So that's it. Does The Rock returning now make sense and is good for business? Because he is the catalyst. He's the catalyst, right? We talked about it. You just said it. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. As much as we want to see it, doesn't quite make sense from a crowd cheering perspective, but now with the catalyst of The Rock changing Cody Rhodes' alignment, now it makes sense.
And there's also another storyline thread running through, right? CM Punk's first main event. He always chased that main event. And The Rock essentially is screwing him out of the main event, right?
Again,
piece, right? Yeah. So that can be another story that they're trying to tell, right? And CM Punk is like, you have gotten in my way. You took away my title 10 years ago when I was champion, and I will never forget it. And now I'm here to take that championship from your corporate stooge. And then Cody Rhodes is caught in the middle, right?
Yeah. So it's kind of like CM Punk versus The Rock. The match we'll never get to see because I don't think The Rock can go in a WrestleMania main event anymore. So by proxy, Cody is that guy.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of poetry, is it not?
It is like a full circle moment for The Rock, right?
Yeah, it is.
From becoming a corporate champion to him taking over that Vince McMahon role. And I think wrestling is really, really good when they have a solid authoritarian figure. You need somebody to fight against, but you need to modernize it and evolve it, because you can't do just a blue collar guy fighting their boss. That worked in the 90s, but now I think people have watched Ballers and Succession and all this nonsense. I think the corporate political espionage is even more intriguing these days, and people can follow it.
I look, at the end of the day, right, they've given me a reason to want to watch EC. We're gonna do a live stream right after EC, by the way, guys, because I guarantee you there's gonna be a lot of shit to talk about.
Yeah, man. So guys, stay tuned. I know you guys have been missing us going live, so this is gonna be our first live since our debut. So please stay tuned for that, and let's hang out. Let's talk about what happens with The Rock, bro.
Absolutely. In just a short while, we will be talking to Erfie from Ring of Rebirth. We'll be previewing Ring of Rebirth's event this upcoming weekend. We'll also review Grapplemax's Causeway Jam. But before we get there, I just want to get very quickly your hype level upon 10 for Elimination Chamber in Toronto.
I would say it started off at the start of it as like a 7. Now I think it bumped up a bit, so I'm an 8. Especially because of the possibilities of The Rock.
Right. So The Rock actually bumped it out a tick lah.
Yeah. The Rock. If I was buying a ticket, right, I would probably was I don't know, I'm not sure about buying a ticket, even though I'm in Toronto. But now The Rock has all this announcement. Oh fuck, give me the first row, man. I'm gonna drop 20 G's just to see what's gonna happen.
See, his 20-minute meandering promo worked. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm wholeheartedly look. Coming into it, I was at a 7. Now with The Rock, with all the other things coming together, the women's tag team match is kind of okay, whatever is there for the pop, right? No. But yes, I'm coming in at 8.5, maybe even a 9.
And do you agree that the road to WrestleMania wasn't as hyped as last year. But
because you didn't have the bloodline. You didn't have this established storyline that was established for like the past 4 years, was it? 3 years?
yeah. And like but the WWE doesn't need the Rock. It's just that Rock has added another layer of like, okay,
correct.
Yeah, we gotta follow what's going on.
Like, I mean, to be fair, right? Him coming back at EC and then planting the seeds and then Cody agreeing, whatever, right? Then Rock doesn't have to show up for at least like 3-4 weeks until you are at the, like the week before WrestleMania. Yeah. So
agree.
Makes sense, right? You can just have random backstage things of Nick Aldis telling Cody, final boss says do this. So you have many proxies that can take place.
Yeah. It's the perfect usage of the Rock at this point in his career.
Yeah.
You don't want him to dominate storylines, but having him at the back of people's mind, like he's the puppeteer, actually is quite interesting. Yeah.
Like an interesting Jack Tunney.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Yeah.
Do you remember that era? Wow. Jack Tunney literally just shows up once in a while to make the important decision, but doesn't actually, he's like Vince. Vince was there every week as a authority figure, and that got tiring after, an entire generation.
Yeah, Vince needed himself in the spotlight. I know The Rock loves to be in the spotlight, but I think he is in the spotlight in a lot of other different mediums.
Yeah, thankfully too busy to be there all the time.
Yeah. He got this Martin Scorsese movie, so
oh my god, yes. And how many times did he bring up his Mana tequila? We drank tequila, bro. The product placement, bro. I cannot, man.
Who does better product placement, The Rock or Jack Neo, bro? Tell me.
Okay, at least Jack Neo, he makes it into a joke. Like, that's his thing. Like,
he laughs about it, yeah.
Here's my favorite thirst quenching drink, and then they bloody hold it to the camera. I'm like, okay, fine, you're playing it for a laugh.
Or like, hey bro, are you okay? You need please cover yourself. I got rain now. Okay, use this new umbrella brand.
Yeah, like yeah. Okay, anyway, yeah, we won't go into that. But okay, there you go. Yep. That's the Elimination Chamber preview. Now it's time to shift our focus to local wrestling. And something happened this past weekend as we record on a Sunday. Literally fresh in your mind, huh? It happened last night for you, huh?
Yeah, man. Like, still processing. A lot of things went down at Causeway Jam, and I wish you were there, bro, for sure.
Oh, man. Okay, let's invite our guests to come talk about that, as well as Ring of Rebirth's event that's happening this weekend. And hey, we got Erfie in the house. Welcome to the show. Thank you for taking the time out on this Sunday morning to join us, bro.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you.
This is officially your first time, your podcast debut here on Kick to the Gut. How are you feeling about it, man?
I feel like honored though, because I always appear like your guys podcast recently. They now have a proper interview. It's amazing. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Yeah, we always have you as the live interviews after a show.
Yes, correct.
Get your quick thoughts. But we've never had the opportunity to learn about the beautiful badass, and I think it's been a long time coming. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can't wait to hear your story as well as Ring of Rebirth and how you're join them as well. Yeah. So starting out strong, right? Can you tell us, Erfie, about, we always ask all our wrestlers who join the podcast, what was your first wrestling memory?
Oh shit, that's
can swear, don't worry.
All good.
So the favorite wrestling memory?
First wrestling memory. What first got you into pro wrestling?
Oh dang! I watch wrestling matches with my older brother. Then I was just like, mind my own business and stuff. Then there's a women's matches, or at
Oh.
that time was divas matches. So I think it was like Mickey James versus Melina in a
Mm.
pound anywhere match. I'm like
Mm.
totally fall in love with that. There's a lot of things going on within that match. There's like a backstage, then they like roll over the ramp.
Oh.
They, like,
Oh,
fight.
wow.
But the finish is crazy where like Mickey James trying to do like a hurricanrana, then she landed on her neck. I was like, oh shoot. So
Oh.
crazy. That's how I got
I,
into the thing.
I think I remember this. It was like a Raw episode, like a
Yeah.
SmackDown episode, right?
How
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
remember these specific things, Foreign, with
No,
all the
because
matches that you've watched?
because of the Mickey James injury. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Because I remembered. Correct me if I'm wrong, Erfie. Right, like they actually took it like very seriously. There was like the officials were checking on her because it was like legitimately unexpected injury. Yeah, okay, that's cool. So this is like late 2000s WWE,
Yeah.
right? Uh,
2008, around those time.
2008, yeah. And the women at that point in time, like I think we've seen a lot of these podcasts talking about like how they really didn't get an opportunity to show out. There was a lot of restrictions, but what was it about the women that really attracted you, even despite all the restrictions that they had in terms of their wrestling?
I feel like for me, like their storyline sometimes attract me so much, and sometimes for me, I'm more like I like babyface, like Kelly, like Mickey James, Candice Michelle. I can name the divas like on and on and on, but I feel that they are the one who like bring me like I feel like they have like give me like feelings to like wrestling. So that's why important, give like character to the fans, like storyline telling.
Do
So yeah.
you remember the first feud that got you really like into it, like really heated? Like these two people, I really want to see the face win in this. Like, do you remember your first major feud that you really got
Oh,
invested?
let me think. Oh, the Melina and Beth Phoenix storyline when they have
Okay.
I quit match. Oh, that is like history making for like the divas back in their time.
For
So
sure, for sure. I remember the finish to that match is when I think
Of course you do, bro. Of course you remember every damn match. Bloody
No, bro.
encyclopedia over here.
Okay, I think you might even remember what happened. So like I think
Okay.
they had Beth had Melina in like a camel clutch, and then she kind of like wrenched her so bad that she kind of almost kind of like collapsed like an accordion, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
she,
yeah. Oh, and Melina was super flexible as well, so she can pull
correct. So
that off.
she
Yes.
sold it and make it look like her freaking spine was crushed like Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat style.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean to have that kind of match during that era, I think says a lot, especially Beth Phoenix. Such a great I think innovator at that point in time.
There you go. And we always ask this as well, like, what is that step? Like, how did you come to take that step from fan to actual wrestler? Because, like, look, we can be viewers and wrestling fans all we want, right? But we've never taken, well, I mean, foreign has, like, I haven't, taken that next step to actually train and become a professional wrestler. What was it that got you to do that?
I was like, I have like the journal. This is like the exact book that I have like
Oh,
to write
Wow.
journals. So basically, like since I was 10 years old, I write down all my wrestling dreams in the book. So and I was like in that dream, I was like I put to be a professional wrestler. So I think back in 2022 or 2021, like first ROR has been announced. I straight away like DM them. I was like, you know what, I want to try to be a wrestler, and look at me now. I'm yeah.
Amazing. And how old were you when you actually officially had your first training like in that during that period 2021 2022?
I don't remember. I think I was like 18, 19 around.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Okay, so like it's really you're training at such a young age and like school and everything. So like do you tell anyone like your family or like your close friends like hey I'm gonna try wrestling?
So basically, like I like to my parents that I got like a dance practice. But I have a wrestling like training. So when I come back home, my mom like say like, why there's like bruise on your hand? I was like, oh, I do some like dance on the floor. So
Break dancing, bro. Break dancing is what
So
happens.
you're telling me your parents think dancing is less dangerous than wrestling? I beg to disagree, bro.
slowly like my parents like find out like this like what is this like wrestling gear like in like the one
Oh.
and stuff. I was like,
Okay.
oh shoot. I was like, it's time to tell them. So they said like, yeah, don't get injured, huh? Something like
Okay.
So, but they're quite cool with it, lah.
yeah.
that.
Oh, have they come and seen your matches?
For now, not yet.
Mm.
Maybe like, in the near future, if like I have a big moment and
Mm.
stuff,
Mm.
try to ask them to come.
Yeah,
Mm.
for sure. And you said you DM Ring of Rebirth, but what attracted you to join them as your promotion to train in as opposed to the other promotions that was already available at that point in time?
I feel like I text Dragon in that point of time. I say like, oh, how much is the fee? How's the training work? And this he say like the training is like very flexible in that point of time.
Mm.
So like it's perfect for me. So like sometimes I got like dance practice on like in the afternoon. Then
Mm.
I came for training in the night time in the evening. So
I
it's perfect balance.
I see. And you're saying that you like not say classically dance train? Is that the term, the right term to use it, or like do you train dance regularly? And what discipline do you do?
Oh, like to be honest, what I bring from dance to wrestling is that I always need to be like punctual and always need to be like, respect with like our peers and stuff. So
Mm.
discipline, like in dance, discipline is always like number one. Like if you don't
Right.
have discipline, like out you go.
Right. I'm curious, what kind of dance do you do?
Oh, I do a lot. I do like hip hop. I do like girl style.
Mm.
And yeah, that's majority of these two. But
Mm.
slowly I try to like finding out what I like. in dance.
Okay. Because in the way that you wrestle, I see a lot of that dance influences, right? I know you do like a split like leg drop.
Oh,
So like all these are like you must be some sort of very flexible like dance contemporary contortionist or something to be able to do that. So
oh, I think I never told you guys that back in like primary 4, primary 3, I joined like cheerleading. So like
Oh.
I
oh.
that's how I got my like flexibility and stuff.
Oh. In cheerleading, were you like the flyer, as in, did they throw you up? Or you were the one throwing people up?
To be like, woo!
Woo,
Oh, they
oh,
throw
okay.
you. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so
right.
you have no problem with all the crazy like rolls and like flips that wrestling
yeah.
does as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an interesting, because I actually talked to Nashwan about this, right? Because as you guys know, I do acro yoga on the side as well. And a lot of acro yoga is carrying your partner, right? Only you don't slam them down, you put them down nicely. So I feel like a lot of dance, a lot of cheerleading, a lot of partner lifts, they have a lot of similarities with pro wrestling. You know what I mean? In that you are so aware of how you are holding up. I know this is not something that's talked about a lot because it's kind of, behind the curtain, right? But it's a lot of dealing with somebody else's weight and protecting them and putting them down safely while trying to make it look like you're trying to hurt them. So did it come easy to you, the wrestling, having sort of the experience of being thrown in the air, flying through the air, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, like to be honest, that dance experience like made me like easy to be in the ring.
Mm.
So but the bumps is always like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
When I first take my bump in like the first training, I was like, how the heck to like take a bump? I was like,
Yeah.
I landed on my butt, then I landed on
Ew.
my head. I was like, I like kind of like help me, hello. I do my own research. I search out on YouTube like the Santino's bro. Like their video like how to take a bump properly. That was like, let me try like come to the ring early and like practice it, and it's worth it. It's like worth it.
Yeah. Okay. For my own experience wrestling, right? I'm not too worried to take a back bump, but my biggest fear is like the reflex, right? Is to take a front bump, like to
yeah.
really face plant yourself.
Yeah.
So like when the first time you had to like say, hey, like come take a flat face bump, like how did you react, or was your body like, oh, okay, it's fine, it's okay for me to get hit in the face?
Like first few trial was like having I'm struggling to do like the face bump, but slowly I'm like, okay, it's not bad.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, what's the biggest thing about wrestling training that you learn firsthand that you didn't realize as watching as a fan?
I was like, oh, I thought the ring was like bouncy, but no, I was it's stiff in there. So like to the people who say like wrestling is like the ring is like very bouncy, no, you should like try it out yourself. So
Okay, for sure, for sure.
There you go. What are your wrestling goals? Like, obviously you're still very young. You still have a long way to go. But and you talk about having like, your journal, your book. Do you have your goals written down there as well? And what are they, if you can share? If you can share.
Let me check.
Oh, wait, direct from the book,
Hey,
direct from the source.
it's good to write down your goals so you can hold yourself accountable, right?
I agree. I agree.
Like this is some of the. I just show some of you guys. This like every matches. I always write the journal like over here and stuff.
Oh.
Wow.
Let me check. Hold on. Give me a moment.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no, this is so interesting because I don't know about you, Mr. Yang. I'm a list writer. Like
Oh.
I write to I love to write lists, like to do lists, like especially like daily tasks.
The list of Jericho.
Yeah.
You
there's a
made the
of
list.
for it. That's why I make lists. Yeah.
On it. So like
Yes,
what
go.
is to be a champion as always.
Mm,
We'll see about that since the tournament is coming up.
yeah.
I'm like working hard for that championship. So we'll see. And there's a list of like wrestler that I would love to face in the near future.
In
Okay.
Singapore, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Can share who the names are or cannot?
Let me share it. So there is Hot Shot,
Okay.
SPD,
For sure.
Christian. I always want a match with Christian.
The Erfie Christian match has to happen.
Yes,
For sure.
yes.
There's like for SPW, there's like Dr. Gore, there's Red 8, But the Butcherman, I shared the ring with Butcherman once, so like I want to have like a one-on-one match with him.
Nice.
For ROR, I can like I've named a lot, like Varun, like once, like I face him again later, so we'll see about.
It's gonna be fun. I remember you had a one-time SPW match, right? Like it was like a multi-man match. Do you remember?
Oh yes, I think it's SPWX. I think it's ROR versus Grapplemax versus SPW. It's like time ever happening in like Singapore. So.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. Yeah.
I think I was like 8 months or 9 months training. I was like, wait, what? I mean, like in a match or like what?
Yeah. Must have been quite a moment for you when you were told.
So far, in all the matches that you've done, can you tell us which was your most memorable match that you really learned a lot, especially from your opponent, or on how to be a good wrestler?
I think that the SPW match is I love the match so much because it's like a lot of like element to it. There's fun to it, comedy to it, and I love having fun in the ring. So like what to say? Oh, the my last match before I took a long hiatus, like the BJJ and Dragon versus me and John Day.
Yeah.
John, yes.
I love the match so much. I feel like I think I never told anyone about before my hiatus, so I told you guys. So basically, like after like during that match, like I was like having like a mental breakdown in that sense. So let's say so basically like my body is like physically in the ring, but my mind is elsewhere. So like after like the show, like everyone like the wrestler like go to the fence, right? I was like at one corner, I was like crying. I was like, oh my gosh. Then I was like, I told Dragon, I need a break, like because like sometimes wrestling can like take a toll on you. So the long 1 year or 9 months like break. So
right,
I see.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, you're in a better place now.
100%. I love it.
It's good to hear.
That's great. I'm a big proponent on taking breaks. So like, I think every time I tell Young at the end of the season, I'm like, man, okay, I really need that 2 months like just to not watch wrestling. Because it's so all consuming. So I get it. So I'm great. I'm happy that you're back. In a better space.
Absolutely. And we are going to talk about Ring of Rebirth's experience. Fast Forever. What an interesting title for an event. There's the poster right there. I pulled it off of Instagram. But yes, we will get to that in just a bit. But guys, just last night, you guys enjoyed some pro wrestling, some local pro wrestling. You guys were at Grapplemax's Causeway Jam.
And the fact that Erfie was there, we really want to get your point of view as well. Because I think it's so interesting to not just have us objective reviewers, Mr. Young and Foreign.
Yes.
But also they have a wrestler's point of view. So Would you care to join us as we quickly run through like the matches and the moments from the show?
Sure.
All right, let's go. Okay, so the first match, I missed a majority of this match, so I probably had to lean on Erfie. The first match, I think it was the tag team match, right? Okay, just to set some context for those who are not aware, Causeway Jam is like a yearly annual event that Grapplemax has with MyPW, Malaysian Pro Wrestling. But this year it was a bit different, bro. They went all out like Crown Jewel, bro. They have their own Saudi Cup, bro.
Correct.
So,
The Causeway Jam Cup, was it?
correct. They debuted the Causeway Jam Cup. So basically, it's like a night-long series, right? So basically, the winner of the night in between the Malaysian and the Singapore wrestlers will get the inaugural cup. So they base it by the matches, right? So the first match, the tag team was it was Simon and Lavin, right? Against the team of Phoenix, Rose, and Shawwal. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. Tell us, Erfie, like what was your thoughts on this match? Because I think Grapplemax kept talking about how they were so impressed by Phoenix Rose. What about you? Were you impressed by the flamboyance of it, especially?
Like wow, like slay. I was like, to be honest, like I love this one part of like the match was like I think Phoenix Rose, I think like he do like this like dance like thing and less like disco everywhere. I was like, oh my gosh, and like yeah, I was like cheering for them and stuff.
Yeah.
And for like Simon and who's the
Lavin.
They have like a little bit of tension like
Yes.
at part of the match, but slowly they like, work it out at the end. So that's really interesting to find out.
Yeah,
So,
and I think somebody was saying that Phoenix Rose kind of reminds them of Rico a bit, a bit like Rico Constantine. Yeah, but then I think the dissension did affect the match because I believe the Malaysians won, right?
yeah.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on like the MyPW wrestlers, especially the new ones, because we've never seen Phoenix Rose and Shawwal before, I believe.
Like to be honest, this is like my first time like seeing them also. I was impressed of how they put a lot of character work into their match.
Mm-hmm.
And, like there's a lot of like the crowd was so into the match. I was like, okay, I'm invested.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Nice.
Was there a very heavy Singapore versus Malaysia vibe, or was it more about the characters? You know, did people lean more into the characters as opposed to, because this whole night was supposed to be branded as Singapore versus Malaysia, right?
Yes. To be honest, like is like mixture of both. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Because like, I didn't get prepared. I was like, oh shoot. So
I felt like of course the Malaysians were the de facto heels, right?
Yeah.
So like even like the baby faces who were usually baby faces in Malaysia, they just went full on heel mode. It's like hometown partisan crowd, you know.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think the Grapplemax fans, we were all like ECW crowd. We were just we don't care. We just boo all the Malaysians.
Right.
Yeah. So Miles Caru and SPD. Very interestingly, Miles is a really incredibly talented wrestler, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way he wrestles is so interesting because he's a kind of a lankier guy.
Yeah.
And he uses it really, really well. So when he strikes, really, you can feel it. His the way he leans into his character work is also really good. I think one half of the Juicy Boys, so he was an antagonist through and through. And who better than to match up against SPD?
Correct.
Right?
The perennial baby face.
Yeah. What do you think, Erfie, about SPD's moveset? Because he's the only guy I've seen recently who is literally ripping off a Hulk Hogan comeback with the you and the leg drop.
Yeah.
But he's getting cheered, bro. So like, what do you think about that moveset that he uses?
Very interesting. I feel like it's like fit with his character. So and someone like SPD have like more like aggression to him. So that makes me like I want to watch more of him, you know. That's wrong. But you get what I mean, you know.
Yeah.
For sure. SPD kind of reminds me of a bit of Kevin Owens in that intensity, that gruffness. For God's sake, he uses a stunner as well. So
was Wonder Boy involved in this match? Because you know Wonder Boy, Miles, they're kind of buddy.
Wonder Boy wasn't
in
this match, but Miles factored into Wonder Boy's match later.
Wow, yeah, that's what I assumed as well. So who came out victorious here? Hometown?
So SPD did do a comeback and for a surprise win. It was fun. It was enjoyable, but it was a bit short, right?
Oh, okay.
But the most talk about segment was after the match. Do you remember what happened, Erfie, with regards to Cal?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Pow, 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 pow. Oh, no
Yeah.
more. No more.
Was like, celebrating like his victory and stuff, and all of a sudden like Cal come in and like give him this like running like knee or something like that.
Mm.
Oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
So essentially, they're setting up SPD versus Cal, which, if you look at it, makes a lot of sense, does it not?
Yeah. I mean, it's a big rivalry, right? Like, it's literally like two incredibly popular characters.
Old guard versus new guard.
Correct. And I think it's a lot. I think I remember Grapplemax, they were trying to set up Carl as like, okay, he came back big with that championship match, but now he's trying to rebuild himself up in the division. And this is a great way to build himself up and especially establish his heel character, because he was like, I don't do that anymore, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm not a freaking DJ, and I'm like, shut up, you know, and then like it's hilarious. Like, if the Malay in me comes out when I see Cal. I do not know why. I start cursing him in Malay. I was like, hey, diam lah. That kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah. I think he's a natural heel. I think he can do such a great job. Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
Okay.
what's next?
This is the match that I think I'm very excited to get Erfie's point of view. This was a big moment. The Grapplemax Tag Team Championship match, right? Between Aussie and Ships Ahoy.
Oh boy.
So, woo. Okay, first of all, can I just say, I love the pre-match packages from both teams, right? Man, like even Ships Ahoy had the whole like you're invited to our like black wedding scenario that they were trying to kind of share across on social media. It was amazing. And even Aussie, they told the story of how Sean lost the match on the previous Amplify, forcing them to defend the tag team titles.
Right.
And he actually kind of like surprised YC at his house while YC was taking care of the baby. And he was like, bro, I know you're there, you're on paternity leave, you're taking care of your kid, but like, I need you. The titles need you, right?
Right.
And next thing you know, he was like, he suited up in his Aussie gear. Like, okay, never mind, don't worry. Let's go. And he's like, yeah. And then like, shh, baby sleeping. Come, let's go sneak out.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was incredible. What do you think about both tag teams in general, Erfie?
Both of them like amazing. Like both of them have their unique style in the ring. I always like love to watch like both of them. So it's like to have them like both in one match is like, it's a dream. It's like, for me, it's like a dream match, you know.
Yeah. And the fact that they have very clear face and heel dynamics as well. Yeah, sorry, Young.
Talk to me about the match itself, and was there any? I assume I keep bringing up dissension with Aussie because I keep going back to that era. But was there any of that or no?
No, I think they did a Rock and Cody Rhodes role. Now they're like
they're best friends.
in
They're
unison.
bros. Yeah.
But the story of the match was interesting because of course the action broke down early. They were brawling on the outside, but then the heels eventually started isolating YC. But then the attacks, right, that they had on YC, I do not know why, whether it was this on purpose. They kept trying to make sure he has no future Father's Day with their attacks. If you know what I mean.
What?
They were doing a
low blowing.
Yeah, they can do a lot of attacks towards that region of his body.
And
then people were like, bro, come on, he's still a dad. He's a working dad. Don't do that to him, kind of nonsense.
Heels, these heels.
Yeah, but Sean came back with the hot tag and the comeback. I think the beautiful thing about them is that they have a lot of beautiful tag team moves, right?
Yes.
I think they're both teams have very clear move sets, right? Whether it was like a double team to a Blue Thunder bomb for close 2 count, there was a Trish Stratus Bulldog from Christian to YC. But I think the thing that led to the end of the match, and this was a surprise, right? Of course, the ref had to be distracted. Of course, something had to happen with the ref, and Sarah used a foreign object. I can't remember whether Erfie, correct me if I'm wrong. Did she use like the flowers she brought to the ring or something?
I think she used the binoculars. I think the binoculars.
The
telescope.
The
periscope. Yeah.
So she used the telescope to kind of like attack the Aussies, and then after that it was a quick roll up for a shocking upset.
Wow.
And we have officially the second ever Grapplemax Tag Team Champions in Ships Ahoy. And I might add, because she purposely pulled me aside yesterday to make sure I repeat this on air.
Okay.
The first female wrestler from Grapplemax to have hold a title.
Nice. Congratulations, Ships Ahoy. We never doubted you, not once.
Yeah, never.
Okay, so it's very interesting, right? Like, who took the pin? Who lost?
I believe it was Sean. So
Sean.
Sean brought YC out of paternity leave.
Yeah.
And he was the reason that they lost the title. So that's going to be a very interesting story, right?
Yeah, there's got to be a story there in that. I mean, okay, so I don't know if the real life reason is that YC needs to take a longer paternity leave, and so they just need to hand the titles off lah. But it really just felt like yesterday that we were there when they won the titles. You remember? It feels so recent, and now they've lost the titles already.
It's crazy, but bro, they won the title back in November. So
I know it feels like it just happened. Okay, I don't know lah, but the backstabber in me, is seeing what if YC is the one who turns on Sean now. Okay. Because remember, there was the whole Sean being a toxic friend thing from last year that never went anywhere. What if YC now turns on him upon return in a few months because Sean took the pin?
It's gonna be so interesting. That's the thing, right? Like, Ships Ahoy can go off and become the standard bearers for the tag team division in Grapplemax. Yeah. And you know what? I would love for them to even defend the titles against like outside outside promotions as well.
Absolutely. They have actually in recent events, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Aussies brought their titles to Australia. I remember this. But yeah, the point is, like, I hope they're roving titles. And then at the same time, I think we can have the Aussies kind of go off and tell their own story.
Yeah.
And welcome new challenges. So I really hope more tag teams step up. To kind of like take Ships Ahoy, because man, Ships Ahoy on top for the whole year. Damn, man. But yeah, good for them.
Sarah's gonna
Sarah's
gonna have a lot to say to you.
But I'll say one more nice thing. Love their gear. Their gear yesterday was amazing, right, Erfie?
Right. I think it's like black and gold
with lace.
Yes, with the lace, everything.
Foreign loves the lace, apparently.
Yeah, man.
Now we know.
Especially on Christian, bro. He rocked it well. He rocked
absolutely.
It well. Okay.
Talk to us about the next match. Was it the International Triple Threat?
Yes, it was. And I remember I pulled aside Najwan and told this to Greg. You had the MyPW wrestler, Kaizul, as the heel.
Yeah.
You have two Grapplemax wrestlers, technically de facto because they are hometown, right, as the baby faces. But somehow we didn't have any sympathy for the one guy that was being outnumbered. So usually, right, if you think about it as a wrestling dynamic, if two guys from the same team are in a triple chat with that one guy, isn't the one guy that is like outnumbered and eliciting all the sympathy?
You're talking about Kelvin, is it?
No, I'm talking about in like a general, like if I were to book 101 in a triple threat match, shouldn't the one guy that is like the one that's outnumbered by the team that is in the triple threat be like the baby face? You get what I'm trying to say?
No, because Julian and Kelvin are not a team anymore. What? We've established that from last event.
No, I'm not saying that for this specific example. I'm saying
right. Yeah, I get
sense.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but somehow Grapplemax, through sheer storytelling and us knowing the characters so well, managed to tell the story of the one guy that's being outnumbered. It happens to be the heel Malaysian, and no one was like feeling any sympathy of him getting double teamed.
Right. Okay.
And the story is purely like, it was this so-called Showtime, having this dissension, and they're gonna kind of collapse right before our eyes. But they still managed to like work together to like kind of like beat down on Kaizul. But then in between, they were like, hey, wait, you lay down for me. So Julian was trying to tell Kelvin to lay down so he can get the count, right?
Yes.
Do it for the family, bro. So the crowd was like cheering them when they were beating up on Kaizul, but they were booing like Julian when Kelvin was like standing up to him. So it was an amazing aesthetic. And Kelvin cut a promo right before the match. I was very impressed. He's essentially a baby. I think he is the next in line to be like a hot shot or SPD, bro. Like, he got that natural ability to cut promos. And he talked about how he came back from Scotland.
Yep.
And I think that gives him the added credibility, to be really, really honest. So I think the implosion of Showtime actually was Kaizul clearly capitalized on that dissension to get the win for MyPW. It was that bad, right, in terms of the dissension. So Kaizul, great heel, by the way. really love his trash talk at the beginning, and it was 2-1 to the Malaysians on the night. So
right.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess they will have to level it up in the next match lah.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. Quick one on Kelvin and Julian. What do you think of them as wrestlers, Erfie?
They are they're amazing. Like, to be honest, like Julian has like the aggression, and like Mr. Calvin has this like baby face like fire in him. So it's like an interesting dynamic, you know. So I would love to see more of them in the near future.
Yeah,
Nice.
Kelvin really broke out lah. I think this year he's gonna be his own guy, standing up to Shota. He can basically do the SPD storyline again.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay, talking about breaking out, I mean, we've talked up about her for many months already. And with Poppy coming over, you know what we've talked about in previous episodes about Poppy. But the international women's match, Poppy versus Divya, bro.
It's perfect that Erfie is here because I think I definitely need your your thoughts on this as well. I honestly say to I think some of the wrestlers after the show, like, this was really one of the better women's matches that we've had in Southeast Asia in a long time. I mean, like, I think it's a lot to do with both having very clear characters, and I think the promos that they cut right before the match clearly established, like, okay, who is the baddest bitch in town, right? That's the whole story that they were trying to say. Right? You got like, was it the last time promo? They were saying like, oh, you know, I'm a baddie. Like, I'm gonna show you who the real baddie is. You know, that kind of nonsense. And that kind of got the crowd hyped. They were like, oh man, we're gonna watch these two girls like, you know, like show out. So Divya clearly it feels like the one leading like the match in general. Kind of like the ring general, but there was clear intensity from both women. So like I think that elevated the match's quality because both of them were not holding back in terms of their strikes and their bumps. Both were confident and both were very nasty towards each other.
Oh,
Nasty in the best way, right? Like they were not holding back, bro. I was like,
Oh,
hey,
bro.
man, like, should I be breaking up this fight? You know, like
What?
No, they were like going at it, bro. They were
Okay.
going at it.
That's good.
Yeah. So they matched each other, counter for counter, lots of sequences, and I think Divya got the spear for the win, but bro, it was short. I wish it was longer. Like, I really thought they could tell a longer story, but I think maybe they, I don't know whether it's like a time thing or maybe they were trying to like focus more on the overall story for the night.
Yeah.
But I was impressed by Poppy a lot as well. I think she matched up really well with Divya. And yeah, it was a really solid, good general women's match.
So it got you wanting a rematch lah.
I think they can.
Well, they did their job then. Well done.
Yeah. Erfie, like, what do you think about Divya and Poppy going into the match? Like, what's your impressions of them as wrestlers, and how do you think they perform?
I was like, they perform like amazingly, and I love every moment of the match, and every like Divya and like Poppy showed out like what they want in the ring. So I was like really impressed, and yeah, I'm really impressed. That's all I have to say. Like, I wish like the match would be like a bit longer.
Yeah.
But who knows, in the future there's like a rematch. Who knows?
I wouldn't be surprised if they did the Causeway Jam on the Malaysia side and this match happens again. It makes sense, right?
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to speak to Poppy on the night. I spoke to like Wonder Boy and Miles, and from what I see, right, they are like really a bunch of like super highly motivated crew there in my PW. They're really trying to make big things happen. And bro, Young, they have given us an open invite, bro.
Road trip!
KL road trip. Okay.
Wow.
We'll talk about that.
It's a long ass drive. Okay, maybe we fly, but okay.
Yeah, we fly.
Let's talk about it. The main event then, Wonder Boy with Miles Karu versus Hot Shot, the Grapplemax Openweight Championship on the line, bro.
Yep. Okay, so this is very interesting. I would say it's a bit spicy.
Spicy.
And I know the Grapplemax people might not want me to talk about it.
Uh-oh.
But as objective reviewers who were there on the night, and Erfie, you were there, so you saw it happen.
Yeah.
We had SPW wrestlers on the show.
Okay.
Like watching as part of the crowd, right?
Yeah.
So when the Juicy Boys came in, you know, and they were like, you know, antagonizing the crowd, they were the babyface, they were the heels in this scenario. They were holding the SPW Tag Team Championships, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tag Team Champions, right? So they went to the crowd, they were antagonizing the crowd. Next thing you know, they were face to face with the SPW wrestlers. Right? You got people like the BGJ, you got Bryson Blade, you got Alexis, you got a bunch of them there, you know. kind of like, watching, right?
Yeah.
As audiences. But then I'm not sure what happened because I was on the other side of the ring. They started like, I don't know who started it, whether it was the Juicy Boys were like kind of shoving them or like calling them out. But then the SPWs also kind of stood up and like, "Oh," like
Okay, a shouting
basically,
match.
bro, it was like an ECW invasion in a WWE ring. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I do not know whether it was planned. It seemed like it wasn't because the Grapplemax wrestlers were not aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
So like there was a bit like, should they have started that in another promotion? Is that chaoticness? So there was a bit of that, like awkward tension after the show where I was
Right.
kind of trying to say, hey, there was. I think I talked to who? I can't remember. I talked to Lesson Experience. Like, hey, there was a cool that you guys trying to continue your storyline
Yeah.
to go to the next show. And then suddenly when I was talking to other people from Grapplemax, they were like, "Oh, we didn't know that was happening. So like, maybe they shouldn't have. We did not
Or
know."
maybe that's all kayfabe and you're being worked.
Mr. Young, you telling me, foreign, is being worked.
Yeah, like how WWE is working the dirt sheets now. We also gonna work, bro.
Well, it was a very spicy situation. Let's just say to start off the match, right?
Sure. Let's talk about the match itself, though. I'm sure it was spicy as well.
Yeah, you know what was spicy?
What?
Miles Karu interfering on the match.
Of course he did. We expected it, bro.
Bro, and then the crowd was like, kick him out. I do not know whether it was a literal asking to kick out and leave the arena or more of a reference to Singapore being kicked out by Malaysia, but I thought there was a lot of elements to it.
Okay, I think you were overthinking that one. I expected that this match would be like a banger, right? Was it?
It was. Okay, so it was. And I think this was Hotshot's best championship defense to date.
Okay.
It was. I honestly think, and I spoke to a bunch of people. I think Prabhu was there. Shout out to Prabhu, the Objective Silverback. He was saying like, yeah, this is his best performance as a champion. Like, something about Wonder Boy brought out the best in Wilson, and that whether it's the intensity, that clear, both of them were rookies growing up, going into now the main event.
Yep.
It gave me Randy Orton, John Cena vibes.
Oh wow!
Really,
high praise.
Really. Yeah. And like Wonder Boy, yes, he's the Malaysian counterpart on this night. But I think the crowd was really, really impressed by his athleticism, how smooth he was in the ring, and how crazy they were at it, But the thing that was so funny was the end of the match. I think you know what I'm talking about, right, Erfie? One of the bookers, I do not know whether it was Greg or whoever, probably was watching WrestleMania XL, the ending of Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, and thought to himself like, you know what? We got Singapore wrestlers, we got Malaysian wrestlers. Maybe let's do an Avengers style brawl.
Oh,
okay,
and everyone came out, sort of a thing.
So clearly the referee came down. With all the shenanigans that was happening, right?
Yeah.
So referee was down for a very long time, my brother. Shout out to you, ref. Very obscenely long time, I have to admit.
Okay, what was it? Was it a wayward punch? Was it a wayward squash in the turnbuckle?
I think it was him like trying to hold up one of the wrestlers on the turnbuckle, and then the guy from behind was trying to go for a splash.
Okay, he got splash. Okay, he knocked his head lah, bro. He was KO'd.
He died. He died for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And the best part is he died, right? His face was facing towards the ring, I think. So he probably could see everything that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm not going to nitpick. But yeah, so when he went... when he went down, there was a beautiful moonsault from the Wonder Boy into a backstabber and then a right the wave.
Wow.
He was doing a bunch of really impressive high-level moves. And then Hotshot kicks out, right? And then suddenly, I do not know who started it. I think it was like the Malaysian wrestlers. Okay, all the Malaysian wrestlers was in one corner, and the Singapore was in one corner watching the match. So it really felt like a like what do you call it? A lumberjack kind of situation. Yeah. So when that happened, I think the Malaysians went in. All of them came in to start attacking Hotshot, right?
Yeah.
And then the Singaporeans was like, nah, you ain't gonna have any of that. So they went in as well. They had the cross the line, divide the line in the sand moment.
Sure.
And then it just ensued into a crazy brawl, right? Everyone was there. And then it broke down. And then the wrestlers came in. I think it was Simon Sia straight away came in, super kick. And then there was a whole like tag team move that was happening. And then it led to Poppy coming in and attacking Simon. And then next thing you know, it was SPD facing up against Poppy, bro.
Right.
it was basically it was a Randy Orton moment lah.
Yeah.
She slapped him. He looked at the crowd and then he was like, he put his hands on the pledge. He was saying, "We, the citizens
oh
of
my
Singapore," and then went for the stunner.
Walao.
That's fucking hilarious, bro. Yeah, of course, Divya came in to even the odds. Divya came and speared the Malaysian tag team, and then there was the whole Poppy and Divya face off. And then eventually you just brought it. Also, I can't list down everything that happened, but everyone spammed their finisher lah, essentially. You can see it on the Kick to the Guy Instagram post that I posted yesterday night. But long story short, Miles of course had to be the equalizer. He brought in a chair, right? He brought in a chair, but of all people, Ban Sachat saved the day with his own chair, bro.
Wow.
I do not know how Ban Sachat suddenly is become the freaking like savior of Grapplemax.
He might be a heel, but he's still. Wait, he's not Singaporean. He represents Grapplemax.
Yeah, he's like Chris Jericho when he was part of WWE. Like, even though he's a WCW guy, you know.
Yeah, he represents WWE. Yeah.
You know, it's very hard, right? Because I'm still thinking of him as that broken bad guy, that heel, you know.
Sure.
But now he's like this guy who's coming to save the day, and he did a really awesome like rock bottom sequence. It was an insane finish, and then Hotshot did an awesome counter to an RKO for the win. So essentially, right now, Hotshot, yes, is world title, defended the title, and he actually gave Grapplemax the win on the night, 3-2, and becoming the inaugural Causeway Jam Cup holder, right?
Right.
And
there you go. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, right, you know, at the end of the night, they have the We Are Grapplemax. Usually it's Hotshot, the champion, that kind of gets the crowd to finish up the night, right? But Greg actually asked Ban to do it.
Oh,
yeah.
What does this all mean?
Yeah, so he was saying like, hey, you know, while it's normal customary for the champion to give the good night announcement, I want to this time invite Ban, you know, for saving the day, coming to our aid when we least expected. I was like, oh, okay.
So wait, Dave wasn't there? I mean, he was there, but he didn't factor into.
Yeah, Dave didn't.
Okay,
I think Dave was
maybe he's taking a break. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is sort of like Ban's redemption arc starting.
Because last Amplify, he actually won the triple threat match, remember, against Divya? So he already has a title shot in hand. So I think they're teasing it that, okay, Ban and Hotshot is going to be next in line.
Okay.
Yeah. Erfie, talking about that evening, that main event, right? What do you think of Hotshot as a Grapplemax champion and so far of his performances?
Like, to be honest, like, his performance is amazing. I love how he give out a lot in the ring. Like, like, I love all his like moveset that make me so like, wow, I want to get to know like more about him, you know. But also like my favorite part of like the matches was like the ending part is like, it's so chaotic. I was like, what the hell is going on right now? I was like, whoa, there's like everybody like brawling here and there. I was like, whoa, okay.
Somebody said that this was the biggest crowd reaction since Hotshot winning the world title. So this was literally like the most the crowd has reacted since that night. So that shows a lot, right, about the show. Yeah. So overall thoughts, Erfie, before we move on to our Ring of Rebirth preview on Causeway Jam.
It's like a great show. I like enjoy every moment of it. Like, I can't wait to see like what Grapplemax going to bring next for the next. So yeah.
Well, that aside too, you must be mentally sort of refocusing yourself, because next week, well, I guess this week, as we release this on a Monday, this weekend, in fact, 1st of March, it's Ring of Rebirth Experience Fast Forever. Okay, we need to get into that title. You'll be on the card as well. Let me throw the Instagram post up real quick right there. There you go. Okay, so let's dive into a preview of what's going to be happening this Saturday. So it says here, right, Ring of Rebirth Championship Tournament. There's stand-up comedy, Q&A, prize giveaway. So I haven't been to a Ring of Rebirth event yet. We really should change that, Foreign. But that aside, talk to us about the experience of a Ring of Rebirth show, first of all.
To be honest, like in ROR, there's a lot of things going on. There's like, it's very chaotic. I feel like I cannot say because like,
right,
you guys experience it yourself, because everyone, like every fans have like their different experience. So you guys can take it like you guys like laughter, you guys like the fight, you guys like the weird stuff that happening in ROR. So I think you guys should come and experience it to experience everything.
I need
So
to make a correction, Mr. Young. We have actually attended one Ring of Rebirth event. Remember, it was at the Eurasian Community House
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a combination event though, right?
with
That
the
one.
with Jackie. I remember Jackie.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
comedian,
yeah.
was on
Okay,
the show.
yeah. There you go. There you go.
The interesting thing about Ring of Rebirth is you guys have comedy and like other events, like even like music concert interlude. Like what was the idea brainchild with Dragon to do such a like a mix, not just wrestling?
I feel like for I don't know what like kind of think about this, but I feel that for me, I feel like they want to bring like more interesting like stuff to it. It's like not always about wrestling, because like tend to get bored and stuff. But I feel that we need to add more interesting element to it, to make the fans like, oh, okay, like
It's a bit of a variety show lah, so there's something for everybody. Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's walk through the matches pretty quickly. So, what's the first match that we want to talk about?
So let's talk about your match. Let's talk about the traditional tag team match. Let me throw that up real quick. Bam! There you go.
Why must the word traditional be there? So you all don't do traditional matches?
I don't know. That's up for the booker.
Okay.
So yes, talk to us about this match.
Yeah.
So like to be honest, there's like these are the four, like for me this is like the four top ROR wrestlers, and like to be honest, like sharing the ring with them is amazing. But if you guys know that me and Dragon has like I think more of a history. We used to tag before in like SPW, like and I feel like we have the advantage to win this match. And Varun and like Nick has like some stuff going on, but we always like me and Dragon were like always like plan that we're gonna win this match. So watch out, Varun and Nick, because I'm gonna win. I mean, not that we gonna win. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just a little bit confused as to the Ring of Rebirth Championship tournament itself, right? So are you in the tournament also?
Yes.
Yeah, Kenneth, he's in the tournament as well. I mean, Eurasian Dragon.
Like to be honest, like we haven't posted the bracket yet because I want all of you guys to like have some like who's going to be on the show.
Right.
Okay, so this match is actually a preview of the potential tournament bracket lah. These are 4 people that might potentially be in the tournament.
Which is an interesting story in and of itself because you guys are teaming up, but then, in the future, you might have to face each other as opponents in the tournament. You don't know, right? So there's that element of, okay, can I trust my partner? That kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Interestingly enough, you guys have not had the announcement yet. Can we potentially hear that announcement on this show of the brackets and the lineup?
You guys need to like come and see to.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. Well, I mean, some of the first round matches are happening at this event this upcoming Saturday. So I'm taking a look at this one right now. Here we go. Someone we're very familiar with, BGJ versus new Mr. Gelang Raj. Wait, there's a new Mr. Gelang?
Yes.
What happened to old Mr. Gelang?
He announced his retirement.
Oh.
And that's all I know. Cause like I think
he don't live in Gelang anymore. He moved already.
The old Mr. Gelang, like he told at the Q&A session he was not medically cleared. So that's how retirement thing goes. So,
he had a very bad like injury. I think that probably he hasn't recovered from. Like he can't recover properly from, and that might affect his ability to wrestle. Essentially. Okay, that's interesting.
There you go. So tell us a little bit more about. Do you know much about this new Mr. Gelang Raj?
To be honest, like what I see him like train before, and he's pretty good. And I see he have a huge future, like in ROR.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see like BGJ and like Raj go at it. And like Raj, like not Raj, Jack, like build him up.
No, yeah, I'm looking at the match up right here, and I'm like, who this poor guy lah? I mean,
and
BGJ.
The size, and the
size
right?
BGJ is gonna just throw him around, yeah, poor guy.
Yeah. I was just thinking, so you had initially a Chinese Mr. Geylang, now you got an Indian Mr. Geylang. So are you all cycling through all the races or what?
What the?
Okay, yeah. Okay, never mind. I shall not ask further. So let's talk about the other match. Here's the match that's interesting to me because it's called a Fast Forever match. And as a guy who is planning to be fasting this entire Ramadan, what does this stipulation entail? I'm curious.
Okay, so I've write it down. So basically, what is a fast forever is that the loser have to observe fasting hours forever and only eat like during like the dawn or evening only. So that's the match stipulation.
So fasting 365.
Yes, like forever.
Is this a weight loss program disguised as a wrestling match?
Like referee, no, I keep losing matches, so maybe he should back up.
Yeah.
Oh,
and who's going to enforce the fasting forever? That's my question. Is there going to be somebody following the loser around and say, okay,
Bro.
cannot eat,
Bro, only Allah knows.
Okay, right. It's a Eurasian Dragon versus, is it Nor?
Yeah, referee Nor.
Referee Nor.
He used to be a
ref.
referee.
Yeah.
Or he see like the Grapplemax, the Ring of Rebirth referee, like full-time referee.
Like half now. Yeah.
So okay, is there a story leading up to why is fasting the stipulation?
I think it depends on the booker, because to be honest, I think it's like the show team.
Okay.
Like so that's what but I don't know what behind the,
Right.
Okay, so it's not a storytelling element or like a storyline. It's like a themed part of the show.
Right. I see. Okay. There's one more ROR Championship Tournament match. So can we confirm it's a 4-match card with activities in between? Okay, so Geylang Green, another Geylang fella. What is up with Geylang getting so much representations? Yeah. First round match, Geylang Green versus Alfred. Big shout out to Alfred, by the way.
Yeah.
This is interesting because like the Geylang Syndicate, like the Geylang faction, they're having like a match now. So it's crazy how to like. To be honest, it's like amazing to see like both of them like fight for the tournament. So I hope you guys like will see and come watch the show. Oh my god!
Wait. So I'm reading the description, right? So the Geylang Syndicate. So Alfred and Geylang Green are actually part of a faction, and the referee is Geylang Raj. So there's a lot of Geylang going on here. I see what's going on now.
To ensure fair, you know what? This might just be a Shawn Michaels versus Triple H European Championship match.
I think they should just rename everybody to Lorong. Lorong 1, Lorong 2, Lorong 3, all the different Geylang members.
They all fight each other.
Yeah. That's fun.
Oh dear God. Yeah. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. I am very curious to see Alfred wrestling for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Is this his first official match, Erfie?
We have like some matches like back then, but I think this is first match.
Oh,
Awesome.
nice. Always fun to check out a debut. So there you go. There's the card for ROR Experience Fast Forever. Are tickets still available, by the way?
Tickets are still available, so you guys just drop us a DM in Ring of Rebirth. Ticket is $30 now. So for those who like free on on Saturday, please do come by and support us. And I want to say to both of you guys, please came. I want to see you guys review for our show, and please come to the show. And also, I have something to tell to the audience that to those who want to start the wrestling journey with ROR, our first training session is free for the newbies.
Okay.
And our membership is very flexible. So please join us. Please
There you
join us.
go.
I mean, the more wrestling promotions, the better it is for the industry in general. So yeah, we will hope you guys keep doing what you guys doing. We will do our best to cover. If you can't attend, we will definitely cover. And we have everyone's little pie. We are overseeing everyone, so we will definitely do at least a review on our Patreon for sure.
Absolutely. Erfie, do you want to say anything to the people who have supported you? Thus far in your journey? Yeah.
thank you for all those like people who supported me for my first wrestling match to now, and like yeah, I'm like keep on supporting, keep on like looking at my wrestling journey and stuff, and also please follow Ring of Rebirth for more updates. So
Yeah.
that's what I have to say.
There you
Awesome.
go.
Awesome.
Erfie, thank you so much for taking out the time here on a Sunday morning, man. We really, really appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much.